osteoarthritis, as well as joint pain. So Jamaican cow itch plant, more commonly known as stinging nettle, has some really outstanding health benefits, which I'll be sharing with you today. And I'm also going to be sharing how you can use the plant to achieve all these amazing health benefits. Keep watching.
Okay guys, you are now looking at a plant whose preferred scientific name is Ortica dioica. Now, Ortica dioica has several common names. In Jamaica, as previously mentioned, the plant is commonly referred to as cow itch. However, there is another plant that is also commonly known as cow itch. Another common name for this plant in Jamaica is scratch bush. In other parts of the world, apart from stinging nettle, some of the other common names are stinging nettles with an S at the end, for example. There is also common nettle, burn nettle, nettle leaf, nettle, as well as stinger. So guys, stinging nettle can be described as a herbaceous perennial plant which belongs to the Urticaceae plant family, and worldwide there are about 54 genera and about 2,600 species, with dioica being the most common, and there are also subspecies as well. Stinging nettle can grow to an average height of between 3 to 6 feet tall. However, there are times when the plant can grow taller than that. The leaves are simple and they are also heart-shaped with jagged tooth edges. They are oppositely arranged in most cases, and they grow on long stalks with square stems. The leaves and stems of most species have stinging hairs on them, which cause intense burning and itching when handled. Hence the reason why the plant was given its name. Stinging nettle also produces small flowers which eventually turn to green fruits as well. Stinging nettle is native to Europe, Asia, and Africa, but it can be found growing in Jamaica and other parts of the Americas as well as Oceania. In Jamaica, it pretty much grows organically and wildly, mostly in forests and also along roadsides. In terms of its nutritional value,
It has a high nutrient density, and in terms of vitamins, it has a good amount of vitamin A, some of the B complex, a good amount of vitamin C.
In fact, it is one of the richest sources of vitamin C that can be found out in the wild. When people think of foods that are rich in vitamin C, they oftentimes think of an orange, right? Well, guess what? Per 100 grams of tissue, which is a medium-sized orange, there is 53.2 milligrams of vitamin C, which is very good, but per 100 grams of tissue, there is 238 milligrams of vitamin C in the leaves and stems of the plant. So that works out to be over 4 times more vitamin C gram for gram. The plant also is a good source of vitamins D, E, F,
K, as well as P.
It's also a great source of protein, so it has all the essential amino acids, and it is a good source of chlorophyll and carotenoids.
And in terms of minerals, it's rich in zinc, iron,
Silica, manganese,
magnesium, calcium, as well as selenium.
It also has other important minerals, like chromium and copper, potassium, phosphorus, boron. And there was one review that was done on the plant, and it was stated that it is most likely one of the richest sources of minerals among plant foods.
So in terms of health benefits, lots of research has been done on the plant in terms of human health, and the most recognized health benefit is that it can be used to treat the symptoms that are brought on by BPH, which is basically a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate gland. And in terms of treatment, the rhizome of the plant is chiefly used, which is the underground stem of the plant. The leaves also has medicine as it relates to that, but the underground stem of the plant contains more potent medicine. And research also suggests that it can be used to treat allergies. It can also be used to reduce fasting glucose levels, triglycerides, and it can increase HDL, which is the good cholesterol. It can also cause certain activities to take place inside our bodies, which can combat excessive oxidation. So in other words, the plant can be used to prevent degenerative diseases. Another recognized health benefit is that the plant can be used to promote wound healing. It can also be used to treat the symptoms that are brought on by osteoarthritis, as well as joint pain. Like in the hands, the knees, the hips, and the spine.
Nettle can also be used as a pain reliever for things like headaches, sore backs, pulled muscles, muscle cramps, gout, and neuralgia, which is basically a stabbing, burning, and often severe pain, which is caused by an irritated or damaged nerve. It can also be used for carpal tunnel syndrome and rheumatoid arthritis.
And it may be able to treat breast as well as prostate cancer. It's a good remedy for kidney and bladder problems, and so it is recommended for persons who have kidney stones and inflammation of the kidneys. It is also a diuretic. So what that means is that it can help to flush excess water outside of our bodies. So it's good for things like urinary tract infections. It can also improve circulation as well as blood cells. So it is oftentimes recommended for persons with anemia.
It is an excellent hair tonic. So it will help to restore sheen to your hair if it is dull. And it can help to bring back your natural hair color. It will promote healthy hair growth too, so it will make your hair thicker. And if you suffer from things like male pattern baldness or alopecia, which is hair loss, or if you have dandruff, it can also help with all of these things.
Because of the boron content and also
because of the amount of calcium it has, it can help to strengthen your nails, teeth, and bones, and
it may be able to help with preventing osteoporosis. It can also be used as a blood purifier, and regular consumption of the tea can help to lower systolic blood pressure and relieve tension and stress on the cardiovascular system.
It is also very good for your skin and can help with treating inflammatory skin conditions, like eczema and acne, for example. It can prevent bacterial infections, and because of its antioxidant properties, it can speed up healing, reduce the appearance of scars and blemishes, and it can also promote anti-aging effects to reduce wrinkles and age spots. If you're feeling tired all the time and you lack the energy to do anything, it can help to boost your energy levels, and it can help with various feminine issues as well, like fibroids, endometriosis, and hormone imbalances.
It's excellent for heavy menstrual bleeding
because it can reduce the length of your period and the severity of your cramps and basically make your flow lighter. Plus, the high iron content will help to build your iron levels after your menstrual cycle.
And it can improve the immune system and the nervous system, and it's a potential sleep aid.
And there are some people who also use the plant to treat fever, colds, and the flu, to remove phlegm from the lungs and the stomach, and also to treat diarrhea, dysentery, piles, and to kill and expel worms from the body. So guys, I am not wearing the appropriate gloves. However, when you're harvesting nettle, ensure to wear very thick gloves, to avoid getting stung. If you wish, you can use your fingers to harvest the plant, or you can use a scissors. The leaves, stems, and seeds can all be harvested for food. And for medicine, the leaves, stems, roots, and seeds can be harvested and used depending on the condition being treated. It's also recommended that you harvest the leaves when the plant is young and before it flowers. So Rocky is going to show you how he usually harvests the whole plant. And as you can see, he's not wearing any gloves. I would not advise you to follow him. He is an expert at this, so he knows how to handle the plant without getting stung. So, stinging nettle can be cooked in pretty much the same ways in which you would prepare your spinach or your callaloo. So, you would wash it properly first, and you would remove the leaves. But some people cook it with the stems, but it tends to be tough. And then, you can steam it or saute it. You can also add it to your soups, your stews, or your pestos. If you wish, you can dehydrate the leaves and stems. So you can put it out in the sun for a few days, or you can use a dehydrator. Then you can just use a coffee grinder to powderize it. You can then sprinkle the powder on your salads or whatever foods you wish to sprinkle it on. The choice is yours. You can also use the stems and leaves to make juices, or smoothies. Some people use the plant to make wine. The seeds can be eaten as is, or they can be mixed into your favorite foods. Once the plant is prepared in these ways, it loses its stinging hair, so you don't have to worry about that. So guys, there are different ways in which nettle can be used medicinally, but the most common way is in the form of an infusion. And an infusion is just basically a professional term for a tea that is made from the softer parts of a plant. So you know, like the leaves, stems, or flowers, for example. Nettle infusions are usually made from the dried or green leaves of the plant, and there is a standard way to make infusions, and I made a video about this a while back. So if you would like to see that video, then you can just click on the link above. Persons have different tea recipes. Some people prefer to make their tea very strong by adding more leaves to their recipes and steeping them for a long time, even up to 24 hours. And they usually do this in a mason jar or a jar that's quite similar. They keep the cover on. The outcome is a very, very dark tea with a strong extraction of the active ingredients. Teas that are steeped for a few minutes tend to have a light golden color. Some persons also add other herbs to their recipe, but it all depends on the condition that is being treated. Nettle infusions can be used internally or topically. Internal treatment can be used for many of the health issues mentioned earlier in this video. So for example, it can be used to treat seasonal allergies, bladder and kidney issues, some respiratory issues, menstrual cramps, heavy periods, fibroids, hormone imbalances, hair and skin issues, to detoxify the blood, to achieve higher energy levels, and for type 2 diabetes, for example. Nettle can also be used topically to treat conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, as well as carpal tunnel syndrome, by a treatment known as urtication. This happens when the leaves and stems of the plant are used to gently tap aching joints to bring relief to persons suffering from these conditions. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but it's said to be quite healing. A poultice can also be made with the leaves of the plant and applied to painful areas of the body for persons suffering from conditions like neuralgia and arthritis, for example. And for chronic rheumatism, another topical treatment includes taking the bruised leaves and rubbing them directly on the affected area. The leaves or roots of the plant can also be used to make an alcohol tincture, which can be used both topically and internally. The leaves can also be infused into oil and used topically to treat other conditions like alopecia and male pattern baldness. Persons use different kinds of oils, and sometimes other herbs are added to this infusion. So guys, if you don't have access to nettle plants where you're living right now, then you can always buy nettle products at your local health food store or online. Nettle is available in the form of creams, tinctures, extracts, freeze-dried leaves, loose leaves, tea bags, capsules, tablets, as well as powders. There are some links in the description below. And these are Amazon affiliate links to products that I've recommended. If you purchase any of these products, I will receive a small commission, which is of no extra cost to you. I've also included a link to other nettle products that you can take a look at. And one more thing, when you're choosing nettle products to buy, just ensure that it's from a reputable supplier and brand, and that it is organic. So guys, nettle is not for everyone. And you know, this is usually the case with any herb. If you use it and it does not sit well with you, then there are other herbs that you could probably try instead. Nettle is considered a drying herb due to its diuretic property. So this means that it may cause, things like dry skin, hair, mouth, and eyes, and it may also cause constipation and headaches. And these symptoms are not usually relieved from drinking water. So if this happens to you, you can try using less of the herb in your preparations and try to incorporate more healthy fats and, hydrating foods into your diet. And wait it out for a few days if the symptoms are not severe. And if things don't improve after a few days, then you should desist from using it. It is not advisable for pregnant women to take nettle, and there are dangers associated with the use of herbal remedies. A few weeks ago, I made a video sharing 10 dangers that are associated with their use and how you can avoid them. If you would like to learn more about that, then please click on the link above. Medical disclaimer. The information shared on Earth's Medicine is for the purpose of enlightenment. It is not to be used as a substitute for pharmaceutical medicine. If you are feeling ill or you have any health concerns, please speak to your doctor about same.